Okay. Hopefully, I brought down the quality. That's not amazing to do, but it's better with a bit lower quality and no drops. I'm going to change this as well.
What's happening?
I'm just changing this camera as well. I'm just fixing some small things, hoping for the best to a better streaming experience for everyone.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live. They still say it's lagging. If it's lagging right now, it's probably in your end.
You can put my at.
Yeah, I had no idea what your
Premodern magic
at was. Okay, of course you want that one. But we'll fix that soon. Now I'm going to add here. Please say if the chat has, or if the stream has problem. It should not have that right now, it looks like. So we have Brian Connolly.
Yeah, Brian Connolly from the UK to the left. And he is on a green-white Lantax Armageddon Werebear deck.
Yeah, it's a Terra-geddon. Geddon War.
Yeah, a pretty mid-range deck. And he is up against Stasis.
Yeah, and he is
One of
one
the
and
Stasis.
one, and Stasis player was also 1-1. Or
Oh, this is so funny. Brian has a giant spider there. Yeah, and there is his
oh fuck.
his pet spider as well, which apparently
Yeah.
has had for years and years to bless his deck before.
Yeah, but now it's
drawing.
kind of destroyed.
Yeah, it's broken now, but it's still
still with
working.
him.
Yeah. So for those of you who just tune in, this is round 3 that you could update as well of the European Championships in Premodern in Madrid. And here we have a black vice on turn 2 for Stasis, and that's the main win con.
And the left player is probably also 1-1. I asked you, but
Yeah, they're both 1-1.
yep. You can have that one. And left player, I need a name.
It
Was that the wrong?
I think Alex Marcos, I think. Yeah, that was the old one.
Yeah, it was exactly
Alex Marcos.
Alex Marcos, and he is playing Stasis. And now
But now you got them mixed up. It's the other way around.
oh
His Brian is to
yeah,
the left.
yeah.
And in the game we've seen a Werebear from Brian and a second Black Vice from Alex. So he's taking quite a lot of damage already. He's down to 13 life. Let's see what other plays he has. I see a Terravor in his hand. I also see a Cataclysm.
Alex Marcos seems like a Spanish guy.
I think so, yeah. Fetch land for Brian, for planes. And let's see if the Terravor comes down now.
Trying to fix our camera in a good
And
way.
Of course, you might suspect counter magic from the Stasis player. This is Gordon's hand. Alex is reading Terravor, and it.
Terror is a cool card. I like it.
Yeah, it's like a Lurgoyf, but for lands. So it counts the lands in both players' graveyard, and it has power and toughness equal to that, I think, and toughness +1. So it's pretty good with Armageddon.
This is now in.
And it has, I think, trample too.
Sure.
So Alex plays an impulse. Not sure if this was end of turn or if this was with that one on the stack. I would think it's end of turn.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And there I saw that he drew a stasis.
Yeah, because the big problem with stasis, we talked about this before, is if you don't find stasis, you die.
Yeah. But now I think
So how do you think you fix that?
I think you should add a couple of intuition.
Oh, intuition.
I think that's the best one, because then you don't have to screw with your mana base. The other route is to add Enlightened Tutor.
Yeah.
But then you need to add a few more non-basics. And that's not so good because like Gush and Thwart. And Gush and Thwart, Gush being played right now, by the way, they are so good.
Yeah, this is the deck for those cards.
And to be honest, I think that was a good game right there with 2 Black Vice and him, Brian completely locked out the mana. And we have a few, at least a few more islands.
Yeah, in
for
hand.
Alex, so I think this is just crushing. And he's down to 9 lives, Brian.
Exactly. With the Black Vices, the stasis play doesn't really need to go the long game lockdown. It's already.
And now I see a foil in hand as well for Alex, so there's some backup. Yeah, he has 5 cards in hand, Brian, so he will take 2 a turn, unless he can play a spell. But the only spells in his hand, they are Cataclysm and Armageddon, so he's not even near to casting one of those. 2 fetch lands in the grave, so he can swing for 2.
And I can see that we're still skipping frames. Sorry about that. Then there's nothing we can do. Then it's just, yeah, Spanish internet.
I think I saw Claw of Gigs in hand for Alex as well.
Oh, that's not a card I was suspecting.
That one could be used to sacrifice one of your own permanents if you pay 1 mana and you get 1 life. And the idea is to sacrifice stasis if you ever run out of mana, and then hopefully you have another stasis in hand and you can replay it after untapping all your mana yourself. It's also common to run Chain of Vapor to bounce your stasis. I'm actually more a fan of that.
Yeah, the Jix doesn't seem like the best.
Because also with
there he has another stasis. He plays white. There's a light to do there.
He does have a small splash. Oh, Dromer's Cavern he uses as a land. That's actually pretty sweet tech.
Yeah.
So that is the blue, white, black land, cavern land. Yeah, and when it comes into play, you need to bounce one of your other lands.
Yeah,
and with stasis, that's actually
Martin. That's not actually what it says.
an untapped land.
No,
or what?
but you're close. You're closing in. Bounce a non-lair.
Non-lair land. Important.
Very, very strange, but yeah, that's
always
super
these
sweet.
small weird nerfs on old cards.
Exactly. DO314. I'm going to call you Pi from now on. I hope that's okay with you.
So Brian is choking.
Undiscovered. Yeah, like this is, as you said, it's game. Like how do we ever lose this?
Undiscovered normally bounces in the untap phase, but the untap phase is removed by stasis, so it looks at first glance like
it could
like
be
a synergy,
amazing.
yeah, but it's not. Doesn't work. And Brian basically has.
But like he has
to do
stasis, he has a gush, he has another stasis, and lands.
This one should be over. A scroll rack.
Yeah, doesn't do much.
It's something that he at least can play to reduce his hand size.
No. He has 4 mana and a get done.
Yeah, sure. He could do that as well. But so probably is aware of days being played in most stasis decks. So I wouldn't cast that without at least 1 mana.
Yeah,
extra.
exactly. And like make him have the thwart. Is thwart the discard? Or
no,
thwart is
bounce
take 3 islands.
Yeah. And then you have foil, which you can discard.
Island and another card.
Another card, yeah. Here's another gush for Alex.
Like Gush is a beautiful card. Yeah, I think he has 2 daces. I just see 1 now though. But he also has a thwart. So now he has 3 islands.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. A foil I know I saw earlier.
Okay.
No, I see 2 foil, I think.
Okay. A Thort down after the island, but it's hard to see, and I always get those 2 cards mixed up. So
Yeah. But it should be over. Unless there's some weird mistake coming up.
Louise, can I ask you a quick question?
Tell me.
If I want to be illegal, where's the closest place to buy?
The closest is down the
Is
street.
it the supermarket?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think that they have the bigger ones.
Yeah, like what they have is not important.
It's like
So
3 minutes.
here comes the Geddon for Brian, but with no extra
Yeah.
mana to spare, and then
Yeah.
he just walks into
And
base
he
and
is
scopes it up.
Yeah. But it is a good out.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because then you cannot pay for stasis, obviously. After that, so yeah, that's actually very good. But it's hard to resolve a 4-mana
Yes.
spell. As thus, it typically comes down when you're tapped out, of course.
I almost can see the round timer. I want to have a round timer, as this matchup is important.
Is there a round timer?
Yeah, he has it on the computer, but I can only see the seconds. So it's behind the magic.
37:55.
Okay, now we're actually synced on the time that you have there in... Yeah, exactly on the second. We are synced, so 37-40 seconds. We also have a win there for Marcos.
Gordon, do you dare to show the decks now while they're shuffling?
Yeah. I did this strange thing where I may be able to...
Flip through?
Yeah, I need to do this, and here we have Alex's Stasis deck. It's very ugly to show like this, but this is what we have. So he plays a lot of wing cons. He plays 3 claws. I do not like that.
No. I would prefer, as I said,
Sorry, Alex, for saying this.
let's go Chain of Vapor, because
Yeah.
that is so flexible, because you can use it to bounce, say, a Goblin Lackey or whatever, just like buy yourself time or take away another problematic permanent, or Seal of Cleansing, something like that.
So what do you say about One Howling Mine?
Well, it can act sort of as an alternative win con, like milling, but it could also speed up things with Black Vice and so on. But for me, that's a little bit like training wheels. You shouldn't really need it if you build it
So
properly.
okay, so you think you should not play any Howling Mines?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
On the other hand, this build is a little bit different with a Enlightened Tutor, so maybe there's like
Yeah,
slight case for that, but
And he also plays Cunning Wish for the
Yeah.
sideboard. That's something I haven't seen
so
before.
what targets does he have? He has a Misdirection.
A
and-
turnabout, a meditate.
Yeah. Mana short is very crucial against
Yeah.
like other control decks with counter spells, so that you can tap them out like end of turn and take a counter war end of turn, and then whether you lose it or not, you can then untap and.
Okay, I think we're live again. And
What happened, Gordon?
we have here...
The streaming program crashed, but okay.
Yeah, the whole program, everything crashed. And it's not the first time today, but it's an error that hasn't happened before, so we are living on the edge today.
But anyways, we missed the first couple of rounds, but it seems like Brian started off with a land tax, and Alex now in his 3rd round plays a Black Vice. What happened there? Did he like wasteland his own wasteland in order to be able to activate land tax?
Yeah,
Not sure why though, because he has 3 lands.
he probably has a plan.
I guess now they're talking about
If
how
it
the
trigger-
triggers works
Yeah,
with Black Vice.
if he did, yeah. Also, if he did that in upkeep, land tech doesn't even trigger, isn't it?
No, but he already has 3 lands. Alex already had 3 lands versus
Yeah.
Brian's 2, so that's why I'm not really understand why he's sacrificed the Wasteland.
That seems strange.
But anyway, it's the active players triggers that they go on the stack first.
Yes.
This means that Brian's goes on the stack first because it's his turn in his upkeep, and then the Black Vice goes on the stack. So Black Vice will resolve before he gets a land, so he doesn't take any damage this turn.
Yeah. Well, we have here in chat, Will, no idea about Premodern. That's okay. We'll try to help you. Any questions, just throw them out in chat and watch the games. We'll try to guide you through the Premodern metagame and whatnot. But no, there's no fast bond. It's from Ice Age.
4th edition, actually, through Scourge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ice Age is before 4th edition.
No.
Okay.
I'm quite sure. I should know.
Okay.
But I think they came very close.
And Homelands
Together.
is also after 4th edition.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, so that's set from 95 to 2003.
Yes.
And up until the last set that had an old card frame, Scourge, in the Onslaught block. And the format has its own ban list. And you can see that on premodernmagic.com, and there you can also find lots of decks and articles and whatnot. So everything you need to know there.
Thank you also very much for the follow. We stream old school in all different ways on this channel. And if it's turbo stasis or simple stasis, turbo stasis is with Howling Mines.
Yeah, this one
And
has one.
it has
Howling Mine.
one. I would not call it turbo stasis.
It's more powered by like Gush and Thwart and those type of spells. And we're using Black Vice as the win con. And here it's I think Brian's turn. What can we say about his position? He has Wall of Roots, a pair of them, and they're actually pretty good against stasis in general. Because they don't tap for mana. You can just put a counter on them to draw 1 green mana, a minus one counter.
And he's using them straight away for a Cataclysm. And Cataclysm is sacrifice everything except one of everything.
Exactly. And
That's the easy way.
of all permanent types.
Oh, Dead Guy Ale. That's actually a pretty good Premodern deck as well. But it also has a lot of brewing space. There's not like a fixed list yet.
Just
So-
a short thing, they are complaining about the nationality flags.
Oh, did they
Steam.
change now?
Yeah, apparently.
Uh,
So both of them are wrong. Brian is from
Yes.
UK and Alex is a Spanish player. There was.
There we have them. And when the program restarted and bugged out everything.
They were reset.
No, Kevin, he is not German.
We have 2 Germans here today though. Stefan and Jens.
we
Was
have,
Jens in the first round?
Jens Jaeger played the first round and took it down with blue-white Stiflenaut deck
Yeah. Okay.
against Madness. Madness that did not play any Frantic Searches.
Ah, that's interesting. But back to the game a little bit. The Cataclysm resolved. So now they sacrificed a bunch of lands. Oh, that's crushing Wasteland for his Forsaken City. I don't know if it's crushing actually because he has
No.
the hand full of lands. But Brian also here restarts with Mox Diamond. So what is that white card in his hand?
It's the Aura of Silence, which is white and a colorless. Every enchantment spell costs 2 more. I think it's artifacts as well.
Artifacts and a no, that's the aura he drew now. But the other card.
Oh,
I
it's
think
Serenity. Serenity, sorry. And that's a 2-mana enchantment. In your upkeep, destroy all enchantments.
Okay, that's pretty interesting that he chooses to play that, given that he has land tax.
Yeah,
himself.
and the opponent doesn't have anything, so... What? Okay, maybe I need to try to fix the deck, the card viewing now. That was the Belgian flag, not the German. Same colors, wrong direction. That is actually true. I always do that wrong, actually. Yeah? No, Serenity looks like that. That's the Aura of Silence he played.
Can you show that?
Soon, maybe. Yeah, he played Aura of
Yeah.
Silence.
Or silence is really good.
And let's see if we can show it. Looks so-so. Now everything looks very bad, so we'll go back here. And no, I won't touch it.
26 minuter kvar.
En grej, hörru. Sorry. Ska ni gå ut och shoppa eller någonting sånt?
Vi kan shoppa till mer om du vill ha någonting. Vi tänkte sätta oss på under 20 meter bak.
Ja, men jag tänkte att det ligger en supermarket precis bredvid Mercado. En typ rödvinsflaska.
Ja.
Tack! How does people not love Stasis? I don't know. Like, Stasis is just an amazing deck.
For one player.
Yeah. We had this discussion a couple of times this trip. Like, well, I love playing Magic. Yeah, that's a good reason. But you can see it like this. A game of Magic as 100% of fun. That's just how it is. And in a good game, according to many people, you divide it, so it's 50-50. Both players have the same amount of fun. But then you play some decks that makes it so you want 100% of the fun and the opponent 0. But it's still 100% fun. It's just for one player. How can that be wrong? But yeah, like, I actually think Stasis is probably a bit too good in the format because so many people don't like that kind of deck. Because I would say Stasis is without a doubt a tier 1 deck.
Yeah, but there's so many tier 1 decks, so...
Yeah, there is.
And then people need to play more Quirion Ranger, because that's a secret headache for Stasis.
Yeah. Here, Iterim thinks Black Wise is too good of a win con. And I've heard that before as well.
I actually think it's a relief, because without it, matches will go really long with Stasis, and it will be actually less fun.
We're back, I think.
Streaming program crashed again for some mysterious reason.
Yeah, like this is... Usually I know what the problem is when the stream goes down. But right now there's... When we tried to fix the cameras in round 2, everything started to fuck up. Before that, everything worked good, except we had a bad image. But...
Yeah, there was some compulsory software update that might be spooking us for the streaming program. But we do the best we can. So, there's still...
Because it's not just like... The internet, it's not that goes down or whatnot. This is the actual everything on the computer dies kind of stream dying. But we'll just restart and do it. So whenever that happens... Oh yeah, and the flags resets.
We're back to Belgium.
We have the Belgian players. Yeah, nostalgia is one thing. Okay, so we at least have a Claw Jakes on Alex's side, but otherwise... But Brian doesn't have a win con. That's his problem right now. He needs to put pressure before something evil could happen. Yeah, undiscovered that don't return to hand is good, but it doesn't untap. during stasis is pretty bad, so...
There was another follow-up question on Black Rise, is like if shouldn't like a deck be able to beat the clock anyways, but I mean I think the power level of Black Rise should be assessed like on its own, and the card is, in my opinion, a niche card. And it's a niche card in this type of deck, but like the card itself is not too good. I think we actually had it on the ban list in the beginning, so it was a very like conscious decision to release it, and it hasn't like made any waves or anything like that. It's basically played in this deck. Yeah, and I mean it's very beatable. It's like both Stasis and Black Rise. If you have this any kind of disenchant effect, so like the card doesn't like win on its own. I mean it's more the Stasis lock. So
yeah, and that's the thing. When you get the stasis, of course, you can't keep it forever. Not all the time, but most of the time. So let's just make the stasis player actually win then. Apparently with a screwdriver.
what happens now?
Brian took a screwdriver to kill Alex. I do not think Root Mace is needed, but it's a cool card.
Once again, you have to fiddle quite a lot with like the mana base to get that in. So the thing is now, Stasis, why Stasis is secretly so good is actually Gush and also Thwart.
Yeah, I also think that,
Yeah.
because it can play spells that are secretly powerful that no one else can play.
Yeah.
And Gush, that is not secretly powerful, it's just super powerful. By the way, El Frenzo, thank you very much for the follow. I missed that one. Stream probably was dead. Sorry. Thank you very much. So now Brian actually has a win con. I don't know if he has threshold. It looks like that. Yes, he does. So he has a 4/4 beater here as well.
Yeah, for those who don't know it, Werebear is a small creature, it's a 1/1 creature, but when you have threshold, that is 7 or more cards in your graveyard, it gets +3/+3.
Yeah. And no, the Stasis deck is very cheap, I would say. What I can see is like Misdirection being the most expensive card. Is that a Seed Time?
That's a Geas Blessing.
Yes, Blessing, sorry. I was like, what?
So I guess, I'm not sure why... not quite sure why he would
he
play
won-
Geas Blessing, but maybe yeah, get in some more action spells. It's pretty
Yeah.
good with Scroll Rack. Because
Yeah.
then you can find the cards that you shuffle in easily, so...
Yeah, and he also shuffles away
Yeah.
3 bad cards now, or whatever it was on top. No, there are a couple of expensive decks, like you say, Elves, because Jaya's Cradle is very expensive. Earlier I showed my Panda Burst deck with 4 City of Traitors and 4 Mox
Yeah.
Diamonds. Naughty also.
Mox Diamond is...
And also
expensive.
Replenish is pretty expensive. Ancient Tomb is not very expensive.
Super.
But
City of Traitors is expensive.
oh, it
yeah.
also plays Intuition like 3, and it's an expensive deck.
But there are no cards that are like needed in all decks. So like it's not like Mox Diamond, for instance, is needed in all decks or anything like that.
No,
So what
there's a lot of decks you can play without spending a lot of money.
Ryan asking if you play a land disturb.
We have no idea. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe we should focus a little bit on the on the match again.
Yeah, but they're mostly talking right now, so...
Yeah, apparently Brian was not sure if he had played a land this turn. Perhaps the stream you can help us, but I don't know.
Otherwise... Okay. They come up with he can play one.
Yeah.
Otherwise my ruling is always you can't play one. Oh, an orange chant.
Perhaps they did some counting there, comparing how many lands the other guy had.
Oh, he wants to do stuff before. Gush for mana. Not something you see every day.
I mean, I guess he's setting up stasis, but on the other hand, like with Orb of Silence, you can also sacrifice it to destroy it, so it's a bit in a
Yes.
pickle.
Like, he can't set up a stasis lock.
I mean, he needs to run into it, and then it will be destroyed, and then he will need to try again. But the problem is, now Brian has,
Everything.
and Enlightened 2/2, so maybe he can get another Pseudo Cleansing or something like that.
Yeah, and he also has the Serenity.
I think he will go for stasis now. Yes, he will try, because he needs to do something.
Yeah, and it is 4 mana because of the Oral Silence there.
So he will probably destroy it end of turn.
My guess so. Like, he should try to kill Alex as fast as possible. Because I think if he gives Alex time, Alex can come out of this. Okay, his first... Okay, Geddon is pretty good.
Yeah. I guess we can
yeah.
assume that he has some counter magic, but he also has the orange
Oh,
chant.
he'll take 1 life there.
So if he can start off with an orange chant and then get on, that should be winning. Unless he has 2 counters.
Yep. Yeah, Geddon now, like with 2 4/4s on the table. It's a parallax wave there as well.
Really?
It looks like that, but isn't that the creature one? The white
Yeah.
removes creatures.
Has to be something else.
So he's taxing for the top 3 cards. So he can put them back and draw 3 new. Ancestral every turn. That is quite a combo. That's also one of those that people have thought has been too powerful. Land tax scroll rack combo.
It is very, very strong, like engine.
Yeah, but it's also easily disrupted and you need to play strange.
Yeah, I mean you need to warp your deck around that, so to speak, or warp it. Yeah, but you need to play like a crucial amount of basics, etc. So, but so you can't just put it into any deck. That's
Okay,
kind of
so
ending.
here's Orims.
Yeah, so he's going for that play that I mentioned, with Orims followed by an Armageddon.
So he will try to impulse in response.
So now he will need something like a thwart and a foil.
He has days, but that's not enough. There was a counterspell in those. I don't know what he took though.
Counterspell doesn't help him now. He needs.
No, but some sort.
It looks
exactly,
like a
the
foil.
foil.
Yeah. Okay.
It discards the days. Isn't an island as
Yeah,
well?
an island as well.
Yeah, can we?
No,
stop him?
but let's see.
No, but he needs to.
No, it's a misdirection. So
Oh,
yeah, so it's so you can misdirect orange chant. Is it target player? It's not opponent.
maybe.
Just confirm that check.
Yeah,
quickly.
I won't try to show cards anymore. I'll try to do as little as possible on stream to not have it die.
Yeah, it's target player, so that's pretty cool actually. If
Yeah.
he misdirects it, that's
So
a
now
bit.
Brian can't play spells.
Armageddon this turn, but
Yeah.
on the other hand,
So he went to discard. Hey, it's pretty fun play, I would say.
yeah, that's a nice one.
I still think it is very ahead, Brian, that is. But shouldn't he attack? Or do he really... He wants...
Yeah, I should attack.
Yeah, he asks if it's okay or not.
He kind of realized
They're
it
yeah.
just after he passed his turn.
Yeah, but we're all playing casual here. And Alex is also like, yeah, sure, of course.
So we do the Swiss rounds at the what's it called, like casual. It's not called casual, it's called
Regular.
regular rules importance level, and then for the top 8 we'll have a competitive.
Och ni tänkte också... Ni är så jävla bra. Säg vad ni ska ha sen, jag tar nästa...
De är proffs.
De är proffs.
Ska vi fråga om det finns glas?
Gör gärna det. Kanske kan fylla med vatten för första. Bara ta ett glas vatten. we did this. Oh, I still have a bad sandwich here. Oh, Jokin TV, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you so much. And for those tuning in, we have had some problems with the stream. It can die every now and then, they just reload. We don't know why, but probably it's because the streaming software updated before we, and I didn't have the chance to say no, it just updated. Because it's a new problem I've never had before. But back to the game here. Oh, Jaboy! Thank you so much for a follow. The green wizard with the beer screams and sends love your way. You have the round number in the middle top, round 3. And we're playing 6 rounds of Magic today. This is round 3, as you can see on the these things here. It's 1-1 in games, and both players we're featuring are also 1-1 right now in the tournament. Yep, that's okay. I'm glad you tuned in. Oh no, now we have a Terra War in play as well. Or not in play, maybe. Not in the graveyard.
It was thwarted.
Yep, for mana. Stasis is very Ron Diggity.
It's Ron Taylor from Florida. Hi.
I think Diggity is better than Taylor. Sorry. But yeah, Stasis is a very cheap deck. Oh, another one. But sure, it's just threats. Like, and Brian already has lethal on board.
Yeah.
But sure, he doesn't have much mana now. He has 2 mana. If there's a stasis. No, he has a wall. He has 3 mana.
I'm not sure why
and a land
he
drop.
would want to tap out like that.
No, but he.
But yeah, okay, yeah.
He has a Mox Diamond, a land.
Yeah.
He has 3 mana on the table. If he draws a land, he has 5.
Yeah. Actually, it is good to do that because
He has a disenchant.
Because Thwart, if he would wait and he could play Stasis, then actually Thwart, you wouldn't want your opponent to thwart for the alternative casting cost, because then he would buy himself more time with the islands. So actually, it makes sense, I think. Suran Orb will not be terribly relevant, but he can survive a bit more against the Black Vice lock, but tends to be inevitable anyway. Not sure what happened with Mox Diamond. I think it is.
Someone just asking what cards there are or something like that.
We can't hear the players, so we don't really know what they're up to.
Yeah, Blackwise, you can have a sideboard morphling. I have no idea why. So I asked the guy who says it's only for the mirror. And I still don't know exactly why.
Okay, no problem, thanks. We'll solve it somehow.
But Blackwise is a good win con for Stasis. So that's enough. The Morphling is just so expensive to keep running and costs mana to use, and like I don't see why. It's more of a nostalgic thing, I think. Yeah, decking is also like you could play like a Felon's Cane as a win
Yeah,
con,
I've seen that.
but that's just
some
evil.
versions.
That's for real evil.
That's a like, classic. Hi, Jeff.
28.
28 players.
So, right now, Brian has lethal
Yeah, I
on the
didn't
board.
realize
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
So actually, we were more players last year's European Championship, so we were 43. But the thing is, this is the first time we do this as a standalone event, Premodern event. So it's only Premodern this weekend. Or actually we have a 93-94 side event tomorrow evening.
Oh, he went up to 9. Oh, he's sacrificing things to the claw. He's not dead. So he's sacrificing 3 lands, so he has to go
Yeah.
down to 1.
But that's a pretty bad sign.
Yeah, that's not how you want to use that card.
Next time, Jeff. We hope you can join.
Yeah, that would be sweet. And then we have a Geddon. Is it the Gush there so he at least can take up 2 lands? Yeah, he floats 2 mana and gushes. And that's a cost, so you can't stop it in any way.
I guess he wants to sacrifice his lands, but I mean it doesn't help much because next turn he will be dead. Was
Yeah.
that a forbid they draw?
Yes. So he actually can counter now. Oh, he has a Thwart as well. Why the...
Hey, did you forget that they float 2 mana or?
Yeah, but also why not forbid to have that as a backup? As that's the free one. But I don't know.
Yeah, okay, now they realize that he had 2 mana floating.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay.
So that's a...
End of turn impulse.
Yeah.
So he's at 1 life. So there's the stasis though. Just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, he took the stasis as well.
But he has at least 1 disenchant in hand. Brian.
Yeah,
So
I
that's a
think
problem
there's
too.
2 disenchants. No, it disenchants Serenity and Enlightened 2.
I don't see another counter spell for Alex.
No, he's used a lot of... He has forbid still.
Okay, yeah, but
As
as you
we
say,
just
that was quite weird in that case.
Oh, he didn't have forbid.
No, okay,
We
so
saw
we were mistaken, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Brian Connolly takes down 2-1 here. With 4 minutes left in the round. Goes up to 2-1 in the records. And he is our sole UK player here. Representing the community. Trying to kick some Rs. It was a bit sad at the Officially World Cup, Genoa, 2 weeks ago. Because there was not a Premodern tournament. And he stayed 1 more day just to play Premodern. I took him out for some nice beer and wine and such instead, but... So he is really glad to be here.
Should we just show his deck once
Yes,
more?
I think so.
Because we're gonna comment
we,
that
we
the
actually...
deck since we-
Yeah, we actually never showed it, because we didn't have the time and stream died. So we'll go over to the studio view. We will try to show the deck and not kill the stream. And let's see. Yeah, there we have it. Oh, I have done something horribly wrong here. You see a
What?
GIF in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I have done. Oops. But yeah, here we have the wrong deck now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like
Terrageddon.
because it uses Terravor, which is a green creature for 2 green 1, and it grows its power and toughness with the number of lands in both players' graves. And so that's pretty nice after a Cataclysm or an Armageddon. And then you have Werebear as well. That become 4/4 when you have thresholds. Thresholds. 1 threshold is enough actually.
Yeah, I will soon show it. But it's more complicated than it should be.
Gordon is in fixing mode here. We did do like the deck list submission online, so we do have all the decks and can, in theory, you can display them like this quite nicely, but we are working on a solution to do that in practice too.
Okay.
Third round should be ending anytime soon now, by the way.
Okay, here we have it. Brian Conley's deck. It looks like it works.
Yeah, it's
So this is the deck.
it's only one Terror actually.
No?
No, there's no. It's just where
exactly,
yeah, the
where
layout
frame.
here is it's like automatically sorted using an algorithm, and it's not 100%. So you have actually 3 Terrors.
Oh, Axel McQueen, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you like what you see. Yeah, so it's a quite of a aggressive deck, I would say, for being a prison-style deck with the land tag. Because it has 7 big threats.
I would call this like a mid-range deck, if anything, because it can go like different routes. You could be more like prisony with the Armageddon. You could be a little bit controlish with the cards like Source of Plowshares.
And he has the Parallax wave, I said.
It was there. But why did he keep that? No, where is the Parallax wave? It's a Cataclysm. No, there, yeah. Why did he keep that?
I have no idea.
Maybe to face out his own creatures, but they will, when they face in, they will not become untapped, no?
Yes, they will.
Okay, so maybe that's some...
Not, because facing... it faces in the untap step. So, that's very bad. Facing is one of those strange rules which actually uses the untap step.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So
it actually faces in before untapping stuff. That's the whole thing.
So it doesn't really make sense to keep it in against Stasis. Perhaps it didn't have enough cards to bring out, but...
in response to Cataclysm, sure. That's a cool play. Okay. We still have no idea why the program has stopped working. Probably still, just that strange update. But the big problem here is we can't do anything about it. Because it doesn't seem to be whenever we load this or that or do this, it just happens. Oh yeah, but Wave doesn't phase out cards, it actually exiles them.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know why I started to talk about phasing. Jogmots Takebar, thank you for the follow and a great name.
Okay, so then you could use it like to get an extra untap or something like that. But anyway, it seems like there are better options. But never mind, it doesn't matter. The match is over, and I think that time has been called.
Time has been called, as it says up there.
So if you stay in there, we should hopefully get the 4th round going pretty soon.
Premodern MTG? Magic?
What? Premodern Magic. Yeah. So
I'm going to go to the bathroom and hope that he can hold up the stream.
I can hold my own. Yeah, Premodern Magic. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook with that handle. Marcel, I think, comes with a question. Gordon, you complained a lot about Windows or Facebook recently. Was it about the preparation of this stream? I will answer for him. Yeah, I think that that was the reason that he installed Windows in order to run this particular streaming software that was not available to Mac. So he runs like Windows on his Mac. I'm not sure if that has to do anything with the program crashing now, but we're doing our best, basically. And Robin clarifies what Parallax Wave does, and you're right, of course. We're still a bit perplexed why you would keep it in against Stasis, but we should move on. If you just tuned in, this is the stream from the European Championships in Premodern. We're in Madrid, Spain, and we're at the end of the third round. We'll do 6 rounds of Swiss, followed by a top 8. I will think when Goran comes back, I'll start having a look at all the deck lists and try to do a metagame breakdown. But from what I've seen, there's a pretty good mix of decks today. A bunch of control, a bunch of combo, some aggro, some prison decks. And by the way, let us know if there's like any problems with sound or stream quality or whatever, and we'll try to do our best to fix it. Give me a sign of life, chat, so that I know that it's working. Okay, live, perfect. Who's behind the mysterious nickname DO314? And where you at? Good. I can't see you. Oh, the Netherlands. Great. So do you have like a pre-modern scene there yet? If you happen to know? I haven't, from what I recall, I don't know of any players there. I don't think I've been in contact with pre-modern players from Netherlands yet. But we have some communities in, I would say, most other European countries so far. And I think here today we have people from 6 or 7 countries. Hi, Micke. Yeah, I do my best dressing up for you guys. Are there any goblin or reanimator list? Yes, I've seen I think one of each. And I think even, yeah, no, there was Sly that was on camera previously. Yeah, there is at least one goblin and at least one reanimator. I will in a while have a look at all decks and try to do like a proper metagame breakdown for you. What are the preeminent tier 1 decks in pre-modern? There are a bunch, I would say. I'm not sure that everyone would agree with like the classification, but I would put Blue-White Standstill there. I would put Sly there. I would put Goblins there. Full English Breakfast is the survival combo deck. And Yeah, we discussed a bit earlier if Stasis was tier 1 or not. I hadn't actually played it myself, so I can't
Do you know what type of survival?
really judge, but I think it may be close to tier 1 at least. I think Elves is pretty good as well. It's a bit fragile, so you can hate it out if you want to, but it's quite good. And it, yeah, and
Devourer versus Land still, table 2.
okay.
Or table 4, Jukka London Devourer, but on 2-1 instead of 3-0.
I'll take the 3-0.
Oh, that's against the Nacho.
Yeah,
Take Devourer versus Landstill. That's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
2 then.
so like I think the best combo deck now is probably a blue-red Phyrexian Devourer deck. It won
We already had.
the Swedish Nationals that we did in June, and piloted by Mikael Lindén, and he's here now playing the same deck. And it's a very quirky deck. That's
Sly against the blue-black Stifle.
we had Sly already. Take something else. I'd rather have. We
I'm
can have
going down the tables here.
Okay, but why not the
Julie-
Devourer?
Because we had one the sunset player over.
Ah, okay.
Dominic is playing Goblin.
Yeah? Okay, this one's good.
I don't
Julio, we haven't looked, but let's take that one. Table 6. And we hope for the best.
Okay.
Goblins is fun to have. Can I take this?
So we will have Goblins on now, I think, for the feature match for round 4.
Yes.
Pairings are being posted. Yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Blue-Red Devourer is good, but I mean, since it's a quite new deck, we don't really know if it has been making a lot of waves yet. But I think there are three of those decks here today, so that's pretty.
Okay, this
Showing.
is fun.
Yeah, so we have
Squirrel opposition.
Squirrel opposition. That's really nice. Versus goblins, or
Yeah.
okay. And how are they doing? Like points wise, are they 2 on 1
are.
or
One is 1-1-1 and one is 2-1.
okay?
I'll try to update things. You can still.
But in general, I think that there's a pretty good spread of decks. Actually, there are lots of tier 1 decks to choose from, and if you are willing to go down to tier 2, there are really like a ton of decks that you can build, or even like tier 1.5 that are close to tier 1. You're welcome. Keep asking if you have any questions. I think like to properly like really show like the variety of the format, you would actually need an even bigger tournament than this, because there's so many archetypes, and it will always be a little bit random what decks like people choose to bring at a given time. So for instance, at the Swedish Nationals there were like very few aggro decks, and there were like I think no Sly decks, which is rather unusual because Sly usually has a showing and it's a good deck. But I mean that's basically just random variation. Anyone playing Panda Burst? I don't think so. I didn't see
No
any
one-
replenish decks.
No one plays Panda Burst except me, and I'm not playing, so no.
Actually, Panda Burst is, if not tier 1, it's probably quite close. It's good now with Frantic Search, that was unbanned recently.
Is Julio playing?
Squirrel Opposition.
Squirrel opposition. But who is who there?
Dominic is
Black shirt.
both black shirts.
Yeah, but the whole black. And he is sitting down
It's like the punky
on.
one.
Yeah.
It's Dominic.
I have.
Dominic is the punky one.
Okay, so
guess we'll
they're-
figure out.
Yeah, so they're probably the other way around here. Of course they are. Can you tell them to change seats?
But
I'll fix.
I haven't
yeah, no, update it.
Yeah. But it's not that easy.
But so there is one class of decks that are really strong, but they are a bit more fragile. So I would count like Reanimator and Replenish to those, because I have a hard time seeing that they could be really like dominant in terms of the meta game, because you can have answers like Tormod Script that are readily available. So if they become too popular, people will like increase on grave hate. I guess we have those dynamics in other formats as well. Whereas other tier 1 decks like blue-white land still is not so easy to hate out.
And the flags are, of course, reset as well. Both Spanish, I guess.
Enchantress, as mentioned in the chat, is also really good. So I will count that to tier 1 as well. It's particularly it's good versus like red aggro decks with cards like Solitary Confinement.
Very good against Suicide Black.
Yeah, that must be the nightmare matchup with the Elephant Grass there.
Yeah, that is for real the absolute worst.
I got a question also about Tinker-based decks. The only Tinker-based decks I've seen are the blue-red Phyrexian Devourer combo, where you use Tinker to get either the Devourer out or Altar of Dementia.
We have Lovely says Julia is probably not Spanish.
Giulio is Italian, and you misspell his name.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I spelled it as it was here.
Okay, it's C. Bedeschi.
That's the Spanish flag, isn't it?
It's just the right colors.
That's the Spanish flag.
So Spain versus Italy here, and Spain, Carlos on Goblins, and we have Giulio from Italy on
how do
square
you
root
want
position.
to... Benecci. Oh yeah.
Bedeschi. SCHI.
Yeah, it's there. Perfect. And we're back.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any like other Tinkers. I like the Tinker Prison.
But this is a
Decor and other
problem.
How do you solve it then? You need to go to a cafe and like ask for 2 mugs, and then you buy a bottle of juice or something, or a bottle of water.
I'll use this. It'll be good after the first. You have a bottle, you can get it in.
You don't
When
have
you
a
drink the
second.
water. No.
Okay. Yeah, I can wait a little bit on that.
So I'm going to use the coffee mug for my wine.
It's just coffee, Gordon. Oh, we should get back to the game, because things are happening. Goblin Lackey on turn 1 is obviously huge, but since Carlos was obviously on the play, he could play a wall of roots to block it, so that's lucky for him. You
So
don't
they were on the right side. Oh. I had it right in the beginning.
Yeah, why did you think it was wrong then?
Because what he said.
Here comes, I think, a Goblin Pile Driver.
And I think we're live again after the program still fucks with us. Let's try to get the match up and running.
Let's try to find our train of thought, and we should fix the player names.
It's already fixed.
It's already fixed.
Not the flags, but I fix things, you talk. It's the best way to do. Okay. Sure.
Italy on the left versus Spain to the right. Okay. Goblins versus Squirrel Opposition, and the Squirrel Opposition deck was fortunate to be in a play and have a wall of roots versus the Goblin Lackey.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, otherwise you could expect something like a Goblin Siege Gang or something like that coming down, and then things could...
Yeah, he needs to block the Lackey, takes 2 damage.
3, I guess, if that's a pile driver.
Yeah, it gets plus from itself as well.
No, it gets plus
Or
2.
what?
It gets
plus
2 plus 0 for each other goblin.
It's super broken.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Julius seems to be out of blue mana, he has 4 forests
Yeah.
of different varieties, and the Goblin's build uses Rishadan
That's a
corpse.
matron.
Yeah, and now we place a matron, and that's like a demonic tutor for goblins when it enters the battlefield. So he's building up a bit of pressure because now Pile Driver were hit for 5. Another lackey. That's evil. Because he can play it this turn. And now
Yeah.
Julia needs to come up with something.
One
like
more
a
blocker.
deranged hermit would be nice for him. Yeah, really sorry for the technical problems. We have no idea why the software keeps crashing, but the good thing is that we're back on track pretty fast at least, so if you have patience, hang in there and
Yeah.
we'll come back.
Very, very sorry about it.
Yeah, so that's an island, and it's also 5th mana. I haven't seen
I haven't seen
anything of
his hand.
Julius' hand. I see an impulse now, so he doesn't have the hermit, I would guess then. But he probably wants another blocker for the other lackey now.
So when the donation meter goes up to max, it's actually not. The goal is not to stream LobsterCon anymore.
Because that you already reached, right?
That's how I've already reached it in a special donation, so that's why I'm not changing it. Instead, the real text there is
More wine.
more wine. No, by a dedicated streaming computer.
With the working software?
If you have a computer with only one software,
It's easier to
it's
keep
easier
things,
to
yeah.
keep it. So that's my plan, but I think I need to spend a bit more money than $300 though. It's probably more like 8 or 9 to have something that can work.
Back to the match, Julio did manage to find a squirrel nest. And the squirrel nest is an enchant land, so that you can tap the land to make a 1/1 green squirrel token. So
Yeah, so
in
now he has
theory-
blockers.
Yeah, in theory, the problem is that the Goblin deck is usually packed with stuff like Mog Fanatic
And right now he's going to go and get the gem palm, probably.
the Gem Palm or a Mog Fanatic would also do.
Yeah.
Just to
Lucky is king, but
take away the blocker. If he wants to do it, we don't know his hands. We don't know if he
Yeah.
has like.
a good lucky target.
Nah. And at this point, he doesn't really like need it because he has so much pressure anyway. And the pile
Maybe
driver.
another pile driver.
Yeah, I think that's the Gem Palm.
That's a gem palm.
Yeah. So the Gem Palm you can cycle for 1 red and 1. It's a goblin, but when you cycle it, it deals X damage to a creature where X is the number of goblins in play.
Which is 5. And that wall does not have 6 toughness.
And it's better than the Fanatic, of course, because it can draw a card for it.
Yeah,
so in that
and
sense, it's better.
and it kills the wall, not the squirrel.
Yeah.
Sure, the squirrel trades though, so...
Yeah, so I'm not even sure what best. But
But
yeah.
the squirrel keeps coming back, the wall doesn't.
not the same Squirrel Gordon, it's another one.
No, it's the same. It just jumps back.
They're-
It doesn't die.
They're unique.
Okay, let's see. Will he attack with both? I think so. He'll sacrifice a lackey to use a lackey.
As the saying goes.
Also because if Julio doesn't start to block the pile driver, he's dead.
So let's see if he has a juicy lucky
Because the pile driver hits for 7.
target here.
So he hits for 9 now. Pi, though 0314 there, it actually is
It's
in
the
the
graveyard,
graveyard for just a short bit, and it's removed by state-based actions.
But it's an interesting philosophical question, nevertheless. Okay, it's a Stitch Gang
but,
from the lackey.
but the both lackeys are still in play. Why?
I'm not sure.
That's probably not
Did he
Can we
block?
have a judge?
Yeah, I can just.
He packs it up. He packs it up.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. I suspected that.
Yeah, like he had no chance. So Goblin takes down one game.
I think I will work on a metagame breakdown.
Sure. Let's see if we can show the squirrel opposition without killing anything. That was Julio. This really does not work. Very strange. Why? Why? Oh, okay. Skip that and try this one then. Oh yeah, we have the lists, so you will get the list. I'm more like trying to show you something. Now there's an old school deck, but this will soon be a non-old school deck. Let's see if we can get this working. If I do, oh, it would probably not work. I just realized. Yeah, there we have Julia's deck. Let's do something like that, and you can see Julio's deck. So 4 oppositions, 4 squirrel nests, 3 hermits, trade wind riders. Like this is a sweet deck. It does a lot of evil stuff. I think they started the game though, so... Oh. Almost. Oh, this was a good line, actually. Or... good for this. So, here we have Julia is on the play again, so he can play a wall before Lackey can attack. Yeah, Shill could be a card. Like, removal and blockers. And then some sweepers. I don't think Shill is like the shit here. About this. Right now, nothing works as it should. I haven't even gotten my lunch yet. It didn't look like he had any real sweepers and removals. Let's have a look once again here. He has 2 Hydro Blasts and 3 Shells. That seems like the thing he has. Otherwise, he just wants to opposition down the opponent. So that's his plan. To win with exactly what his deck want to do. Opposition away. Let's see if we can do that. We're still in the mulligan phase. And Carlos goes down to 5. That's not good, but goblins can win on 5. But we have a Birds of Paradise. It doesn't trade with Lackey, but at least it can block a Lackey if need.
Well, it's usually not so good. But
No, but if he needs to,
yeah.
at least. Okay,
Fanatic is the...
that is probably dead. I do enjoy Carlo's choice of mountains. Those are probably my favorite pre-modern mountains. It's the new reprint special, like not judge, like player reward version of the Ice Age mountain in foil. And I'm usually not a foil guy, but that mountain in foil, because the colors are completely different from Ice Age, it really pops in a way. It's amazing.
We have Chill from Julio, and
Sharp.
Carlos. No, this is a 1 mana because it's a Chill. So he played the Ancient Tomb. Apparently, he
Oh,
plays a
it's
build
a
of the
chill.
Ancient Tomb, and is it Skirk Prospector? Maybe the one you can sacrifice a goblin to get 1 red. I think it's that one.
Yeah, it is. It's a prospector.
Julio has a Wall of Roots, so he looks pretty solid. But it's very good for Carlos that he has the Ancient Tomb now, because that will pay for Chill.
But we also have here Lavea new reprint. Come on, it's kind of new.
It's all relative.
Like, when was it from? I think it's a player reward or something like that.
So 4 mana already for
Yeah,
Carlos.
I like the Ancient Tomb plan there
Yeah,
for Carlos too.
I run that in my
Arena.
own
Yeah,
Goblins list, which is mono red. I run Ancient Tomb and Wasteland. No Rishadan port currently.
By the way, you can't say just Arena nowadays in Magic, because that means something else. Arena League promo,
Yeah,
which also seems like something that could happen now. Arena League promos.
yeah.
God damn.
The nice thing with Ancient Tomb is that
The good arena, yes.
Goblin's deck is a little bit weak on the 2 drops. You don't have so many except for pile drivers,
Pile
but
driver.
you can like skip. You can skip the curve and jump from 1 mana to 3 immediately and play a card like Matron. So it's pretty nice. And it also makes some cyborg cards even nastier. If you play like Null Road or something, you can drop it on turn 1.
But the pile driver here meets Hydro Blast. Fortunately for Julio, he uses some mana here. Okay, 3 mana. That's a nest probably. Yeah.
That's good. Now he can start doing stuff.
Yeah, like 1 blue mana in opposition now, and it's
Yeah.
probably a game.
He's looking solid, but let's see what.
Carlos also mulligan down to 5, so that's pretty bad for him. And so Julie should take this down, but you never know. I can't even sit like correctly here. And
From what I can see, Carlos is playing 1 sharpshooter.
yep,
That could be very key potentially in this matchup.
yeah, and he does play for matrons, of
Yeah.
course. So
But
yeah, like the 3rd game, even if Julio takes it down as Amayorgm. God damn, I can't pronounce it.
difficult for opposition, yeah, but he does play some amount of Blue Blast at least, so he has some outs versus Lackey if he has it on the play. But sure, I mean, Lackey on the play if you don't have an answer.
And here we have some very new squirrels.
And that's also why I'm not a big fan of Chill, actually, even though it goes well with like opposition Prism plan.
I'm guessing Julio will be happy, as there will be a special pre-modern squirrel token given out in this tournament.
Yeah, it's custom
only.
made.
Custom made for this only.
But that's like, as I see it, that's the looming threat here. Is a sharpshooter from Carlos,
Yep.
because it doesn't play a ton
Oh,
of removal.
another nest.
Yeah.
But he puts it on tap land.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
he
he wants
has
some more
some
forests.
counter man or something up. Is my guess.
Yep. Or he doesn't care if he loses one creature and wants them on forests for...
Wall of Roots, it's a lightning bolt.
No, Sharpshooter is not pretty useless in Premodern. It's not as good as in Legacy, but...
We got a question in the chat, where do people create those custom tokens? I know that they were made by some actual artists, not MTG artists.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's how they print them,
yeah,
how to create them.
Yeah, and that, I don't know.
I worked with printing. And these are not ordinary cardboard prints. This is professional.
That's a bright.
Done. Ah, perfect, nice. Woo! This is a good price.
Yeah.
We can also show this. Tokens are for winners only.
No, everyone will
no,
get.
Humor, Martin.
Okay.
But we also have the big, real, shiny trophy you see here. Shine, whee, shiny, shiny, for the winner.
And Francisco here just showed us also the price support breakdown for top 8,
Yeah.
and we have a really great looking prize wall here at Tempest Store, and the winners will be awarded ticks that they can trade in for stuff at the prize wall. You have lots of pre-modern staples basically. We have a Lucky, but that faces an Arcane Denial, so that was why he was holding up mana.
Yeah. I know there's a place that does like custom board game things, board game creator, board game. It's something like that our friend in Stockholm uses, and that actually prints cards for real. It's like a magic card almost. That's a very good place, but also a bit more expensive. Otherwise, you can just go to like any commercial printer place and get them okayly done.
Squirrels are going
Squirrel
on the
attacking.
offense. And actually with the Ancient Tomb dealing 2 damage every
Yeah, he's
turn,
down to 10.
this is very relevant to put pressure here.
Search Google for like board game creator printing service, or make your own board games or something like that. I don't remember the name, sorry. Okay, we have lands here at least from Carlos. Can he do something?
Now we have some Matron mana, or Sharpshooter mana.
Yeah. No worries, sorry I couldn't help more.
The problem is with
But like matroning
Matron-
and then sharpshooting,
Yeah,
that's for damage and he's
yeah.
dead.
probably yes, because we have 2 more squirrels here coming out as well. So
Yeah, he like needs sharpshooter in hand.
by the way, there's the Skirk Prospector that could give 1 additional mana, but I don't
Yeah.
see that. So here's the Matron.
Yep,
But
and
yeah,
we have a counter spell.
yeah, it's a blue blast. So that's, I think that should be
That should be
good
game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then we're on to the 3rd game
Yes, we are.
with goblins on the play then.
Exactly, and goblins on the play is huge. Like, it is a big difference. Because there's only 3 blasts Julio has as any form of interaction on 1 mana. And after that, he has a lot with chill and walls and counter spells in Arcane Denials.
It's all about Lucky really, because as soon as Lucky becomes active, then chill.
So
doesn't
is
count
Lucky
for
too
anything.
good? Should Lucky be banned?
I mean, I think it's something to watch, to be honest, because it's very good. But I think it being a creature somehow makes it less oppressive, because I mean there are good answers to creatures that you would probably want to play anyway. Cards like Swords, Lightning Bolt,
Yep.
etc. And cards like Mog Fanatic. But it is something you need to keep in mind when building a Premodern. I mean, if you want to have like make a tier 1 deck, you should sort of have a plan for Goblin Lackey, and you should have a plan for Jackal Pup, of course, as well.
Like Jackal Pup is one of those cards that's secretly good. Like it really kicks ass. Well, if a Sly player doesn't have a 1-drop, especially Jackal Pup, it becomes so much slower. It
Yeah.
does so much.
I run Goblin Patrol actually in my
to have
build.
even more
Yeah,
one.
not all Sly players do that, but
Just
What-
because the turn 1/2/1 is so
Yeah, of course.
important.
but yeah, also with the Blue Blast are kind of.
Michael don't think it's a secret. I think
No.
it's a secret. No, but,
I would agree. It's not a well-kept secret at this point.
no, I've seen so many players who don't think it's that good or that good of a card. Like, of course it's a 2/1/1. You play it, but not like that's one of the most important cards in the deck. And I think it is. It's just not just a card in the deck. It's one of the more important ones.
I agree. But what was I thinking? Yeah, you also have Blue Blast versus Lackey, and Blue Blast they're good like anyways, like because they're good like versus Sly, and they're good versus like goblins in general, and they have some other uses too even. So yeah, for instance, like a blue-white control deck could easily have access to say 4 swords and 4 blast, and I think that should sort of be enough to combat Goblin Lackey. But sure, it sort of puts some restrictions on deck building in the sense that you need some. You better have some turn 1 interaction.
Exactly, I think it's the cornerstone.
We don't have a Lackey, but a Skirk Prospector, so Julie is probably very happy about that. He had actually Llanowar Elfstad's.
It's an okay answer.
It's pretty bad because it dies to both Gem Palm Incinerator and Mog Fanatic, but it's like if you don't have anything else, here's the Gem Palm Incinerator, so. But luckily for him, there's no Lackey, just hits for 1. And he has a Rishadan Port. Carlos might become relevant later. I saw that Julia drew a Winter Orb. Not so good if you don't have acceleration, of course. He holds a Daze in hand, I see. Maybe an Impulse.
Okay, and the port will probably slow down Julio quite a bit if Carlos don't have any other thing to do. What?
He has no place and does Impulse. So he's probably very happy
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
this, Julio. Like he has no 2-drop, but we talked about that there are no natural 2-drops besides the Pile Driver. I mean, some people insist on what do you call the flunkies, Mog flunkies.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of inconsistent because they need another
That's
creature
the whole
from-
thing
yeah.
with them. That they
Yeah.
are supposed to be inconsistent.
They're good in the sense, of course, that they survive like a Pyroclasm, but yeah. Okay, Rishadan Port on
Yeah.
Yamaya Coast in Upkeep.
Why the
A Mana Bird.
we
What?
see a Winter Orb in Julio's hand.
Is there a reason for him not playing
With
his land?
chill?
Why didn't he play like a forest?
Did he forget?
I wonder if he like just forgot to play a lander.
That's my guess. It happens.
Because Carlos stumbled on his 3rd land drop the last turn, which says this is the fourth turn for him. Another
Okay.
Gem Palm.
kind of.
No, I think we're good. Yeah. If you can find like no.
No, I think we're good.
If you can pick up like a paper mug, if you're going to a place anyway, if you can pick up like a cup or something
Okay.
to use as a glass, but only if you pass by.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
like-
don't mind.
Maybe I can find some plastic ones or something.
Yeah,
but don't.
exactly.
Okay.
That's,
Like, you just drink your water and you can get wine.
yeah.
Turn water into wine. Okay. So we have a lackey now, but we also have a squirrel nest, but on a tapped land. So now it's let's see if we can do something with
And now he has the fourth land. Oh, that's so bad because he forgot to drop his fourth land.
Yeah.
Presumably. Otherwise, if he had played that land, he could have made a squirrel now.
Yeah.
I wonder if he realized it himself.
Like if he forgot that, it could be game deciding.
Yeah, and he already had used up 2 of the gem palm incinerators, so
Yes.
it's not even likely that he'll have another one of those.
And that's the not chief or war
yeah,
boss.
War Chief, Goblin War Chief, and now he can play a pile driver for 1 mana.
Yeah. Lavea, yeah, he's completely screwed. It's just sad to say it that way. But
And like to be fair, I don't know if it make like a terrible difference because like the War Chief would come down anyway, but still,
Yeah,
I
but-
mean, he would be in the match maybe.
yeah,
at
he
least.
would have had a turn or 2 more to try to find a solution for things. He couldn't have used port. Julio may have had opposition. Like,
Also, he's stuck with a Winter over here. Winter is it's not so good. Like when all your
No,
mana
I-
creatures die. So
like I first thought, why do he bring that in at all? But sure, with chill, it makes for a lock.
yeah, and with opposition also it's much. I mean, then
Yeah.
opposition becomes a real lock in another way because then
Yeah,
you
because
can
you tap down
focus
all
on,
the mana and you untap all the
yeah,
time.
then you can focus on tapping creatures. But it doesn't do much unless you have those other components. So that's the bad thing
Yeah.
about Winter. Now it's just rotting in his hand.
Like, I can see playing one.
Yeah.
Okay. What did he find? Nothing.
This is not looking good with the pile driver coming in for how much? 9.
Why is he searching his deck?
He
I
played a
missed
matron. He
something.
played a matron, I think. A goblin matron for 2 mana.
Oh, I still thought we
Yeah.
were on Julia's end
No,
step
no.
or something.
It's colors.
I don't understand why is tapping the Richard and having a prospector. I don't understand what you're actually writing. Sorry, Levy. Do it once more, and I'll probably maybe be able to answer. But there we have it.
Yeah.
Carlos takes it down with goblins and goes to 3-1. Still in contention for top 8.
Yeah. So we have 2.
As we play one more round than usual. But anyone with XM1 record should do top 8, I think, still. I don't know how the math works out.
I haven't even had the time to think about that. I would guess that XM1 are in. I'm pretty sure about that, but
Yeah, me too, but... but I don't really know. Oh, we have the deck there. Wait. Okay.
I'll leave you for a while.
Sure.
I'll be back.
Sure, leave me. Just leave me here, Martin. That's okay. The stream will probably die anyway, as that's what it does. I'm going to do this now, as I have had my coffee mug with wine, even though we're not allowed. Drunk Factor 4. I think it's time for that. Let's see if we can actually show some decks now. Nope. No. Still not working. Okay. If I'll do like this then. Slide mode, automatic. Now we have 8 seconds between decks. And we'll just have a quick look. So here we have Alex Marcos, which we saw earlier on stream with the Stasis deck. So now we're actually going to go through in order all the decks in the format. So here, classic slide deck. Oh, with 4 Flame Rifts and 4 Sulfuric Vortex. Quite a nice one. 8 seconds was way too fast. Stiflenaut, blue-black. So control-ish version. I like that. Control version of Stiflenaut. 2, 3. Done. So, did we begin from the beginning then? Yes, we did. Of course we did. But that's okay. I set 15 seconds per deck now. Because we're still in round 4. We have some more. So we're going through the decks once again. Here we have the Stasis deck. Which is a fun build with the splashes with white and a black card in the sideboard because of Cunning Wish. The 3 Claws of Jigs, we would probably Chain of Raper instead. Here with the 4 Flame Rifts is pretty cool. I don't know, I'm missing the Price of Progress, which is a very good card in this format because there's a lot of non-basics. Arvid's blue-black, as said, control-ish version. You duress and you counterspell, then you find the Stiflenaut to win. So that's just the win con. It's a control deck otherwise. Brian Connolly we saw on stream earlier playing this Terrageddon deck with Terra War, that's a big threat, and then Geddon, Landtag, Squallrack to really have a nice card advantage, control-ish deck. Carlos, we just saw here with Goblins. He took it down, it's 3-1 now. Another Carlos with Standstill, Landstill. With 3 Wrath of Gods. This is a Landstill deck really towards creature decks, but also 3 Decrees is quite cool. Christopher is playing the Rock. I think he is a very big fan of the Rock. You also have Recurrings, 2-1 there. More Standstill in the format. Like, this is the first time I see this as well. So this is more of a traditional build with 2 Wrath of Gods, 2 Decrees. Yeah, that Rock deck we can have a look at later on. Survival with Full English Breakfast, 2 Psychotogs to make it, and Devour combo as a win con. Okay, so it's not Full English, it uses Devour combo as the win con there. That's a cool one. And this is what we just saw, the Squirrel Opposition deck with 4 Winter Orbs main deck. It's a very beautiful list, but here is a more traditional The Rock with 4 Battles and 4 Deeds. And yeah, the blue-white we saw in the first round, Jens Jaeger from Germany playing the blue-white Stiflenaut deck with Meddling Mages and Enlightened Tutors. Actually, quite a fun idea, I think. And then we're back to the beginning. These are at least, this is not 28 decks, but these are the ones I got from Martin. So this, I don't know what it was. What was that? Can I? restart. If I just do like this, we have it against. It's Psychotalk. It's a Psychotalk deck with 3 Psychotalks. Yeah, cool deck. Psychotalk is it's a deck that many people have tried. No one has really broken it in a way that I think should be able. Like, I think Psychotalk could be a deck, but there is no like fixed list. This is the best version, so brew on and see if you can do a really good Psychotalk list, because we haven't seen them at the top tables yet. You have the round timer up there, so there's 10 minutes more in the round, and actually, as I've been sitting here babbling and rambling, I'm going to take a 10-minute break for the first time. I hope that's okay with you guys watching, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes. Is that okay? Is that okay, guys? I'll set, actually, 4:15. It's not. Okay, I'm still going to take that break. It's actually for eating lunch, because I didn't have the time to eat lunch in my 5-minute break I had. Yeah, take a walk, and I'll be back 4:15. That's in around 11, 12 minutes. Sounds good, doesn't it? Okay, I'll be back. Oh, hello! We are back, and I have pairings and things like that, and need to update round numbers and such. We are going to see the top table now, table number 1, which has a replenish deck, actually. That is the only, no, there, yeah, the only 4-1 deck, 4-0 deck. That's pretty cool. And let's see, I need to, okay, I have no idea who is who here. Martin, who fixed this, may know if Roberto is blue or if
Should I
that's Sean.
go check?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Alt, alright. One Manuel Delgado on replenish. Let's set him as the blue player right now, see what happens. 4-0. Yes, so I can write down names, and he is playing Roberto Martinez on another deck, which I don't know what it is, but he is 3-1. Both seem Spanish.
Roberto is on the playmat that is not Tempest Store.
The magic playmat, that's Roberto. Then I got it right! Oh, I'm psychic.
Luck.
I'm psyched. Or no, I'm psychotic. So many names, so many wrongs. Do we know what Roberto is playing? Martin?
Yes, second. He is playing Devourer.
Devourer. Oh, nice.
So it's a combo versus combo matchup.
Everything went. Devourer. That doesn't seem like the way you spell it. Devourer. Okay, someone in chat teach me how to spell Devourer. But that's the way it's on stream right now, though. Wait, what?
D-E-V-O-U.
D-O-V-O-U, yeah. Or E-R.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, nice. For once, I actually did something correct. That's not always. We had here Will also. Psychiatric, yeah, maybe. Thank you, Will, by the way, for the... Necken, I actually kind of understand what you mean. But they're quite similar, the Spanish and the... And Roberto and Martinez seems like very Spanish names. As does Juan.
They're Spanish.
Martin here says they're Spanish.
I just sent you the metagame breakdown on Messenger.
Yeah, sure, that's something.
When we have a...
I will not open anything on my computer. You have your computer when we talk about it later on. Okay, we have blue mana, and we have an opt from the Devourer player.
Yeah, from what I saw, his build was a little bit different compared to the two Swedes playing
Yeah.
it, because I think he runs Mox Diamond and an opt.
And also
obviously.
the Replenish player is playing Careful Study to for some fun things. Yeah, that's the creature removal. And that was... Oh, a Squee! To make all the discard spells better. Oh, I like that.
That's spicy. Are you sure?
That's a modern frame Squee.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we don't have his deck list. The decks you sent, by the way, was far from 28. I
No.
do not have all the decks in the
No,
form.
I sent all the 27. I sent 2 emails.
2 emails, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not have all the decks.
Okay, I sent you all of them, so...
No.
Did you get 2 emails?
I get 2 emails and 2 zip files, and have just... So I don't have this deck.
There should be 27 decks.
Okay, yeah.
Just one I have.
Yep, and I still don't have it. But that's okay. Here we see a frantic search, and he threw away a replenish. That means he has one as well, but they were like, is he going to do it in another way? I don't see his hand here, so... But I won't do anything with the computer, so you don't need to send anything.
There should be all of them.
Yeah, but they're not.
Well, checking it.
They're not. Okay, so we have a little bit of a standoff here. But 2 mana against 4 mana means Juan is also has a stacked graveyard. So Juan is ahead here, I would say. Oh, time. I forgot to put a round timer on. Let's see, it's 43. There, we're 2 seconds behind. That seems okay. Okay, an altar here from Roberto. Premodern Magic is chatting here with us with the metagame breakdown. 1 Suicide Black, nice. Two Terrageddons. Cool. Okay, but here we have a replenish and a Nexus, Parallax Nexus, and the last card actually is... That's not Opalescence, is it?
No.
No? I don't know what that card was, actually. But he got the replenish. He intuitioned and the opponent put enchantments in the graveyard and gave him replenish. That seems strange. But Frantic, that was Opalescence times 2. Has 1 mana floating.
And there's the
And
foil
then
replenish, and
there's,
that
yeah,
was enough.
he didn't even care, like...
Did we see any Parallax Tide there?
Yeah, one Tide,
Okay.
one Wave.
Okay, so we
I
did.
said Nexus, I don't know. Nexus is the black one.
Okay, so the blue one, the Tide, and you can exile lands. So that was obviously enough because then.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it was game.
Because otherwise, without that one, you could potentially get the Devourer there next turn.
Yeah, oh, this I like. Oh, 3 Null Rods going in.
He showed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't have the time to see the rest, but 3 Null Rods. But yeah, what I meant was when Juan intuitioned,
Yeah.
he got the replenish
Ah.
and 2 enchantments in the graveyard. That
Okay.
was
That's
strange from
seemed
Roberto's
a bit-
side.
yeah.
But as there was a card there, I don't know what it was. And yeah,
I could have a glance at this
Yeah.
list and try to figure it out.
I like this list. As I am a replenish player, but right now is optimizing Panda Burst. This is the next thing to do. I can draw some inspiration here from Juan Manuel.
I think it was a solitary confinement.
What? Does it play solitary
with
confinement? Solitary squeeze. It's 3 squeeze in the deck and 3 solid.
Actually, it's quite clever
Yeah,
because it's like
that's a
Right.
spicy deck.
yeah, that's quite clever actually. I haven't seen that before, combining those ideas, replenish and squee and solitary confinement in the same deck. That's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, I like it. Careful,
And here's
friend,
4-0,
Felix.
so I guess it
yeah.
has worked so far for him.
4 intuitions. Yeah. Oh, damn it! I need napkins or paper. Do you have any papers? Thank you.
What would you do without me?
I don't know. Drink alcohol instead of streaming.
Gordon is pouring wine over the streaming equipment.
But you can't pour wine without one stopper, without something starting. And as we're not allowed to drink, I want to keep everything very clean here. Right now.
We are only drinking coffee.
Yes. I want to see Terrageddon was a Turbo Lance. Did we have a Lance? Oh, nice. Was it with the combo win?
Yes.
Because that's the Turbo.
I think so, yeah, I think so. It's Joachim Gill from Sweden.
Yeah, he has dropped, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, both Stockholm players has dropped to go and watch football and drink beer instead.
Okay.
That's what you do when you fly to Madrid. The Gothenburg players are still playing though. But we saw Terrageddon earlier against Stasis. That was actually quite fun. I asked Brian about keeping in the wave.
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah, he was to untap the creatures and he thought that was amazing. So
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
like,
Maybe get in a few extra hits.
Yeah, like-
there are 2 Terrageddons in the room, by the way.
that's quite fun.
I have no idea how the other one is going, or how Brian is going since the win against Stasis.
Brian's on table 10, so not amazing. Do we have more 9 points here? Yeah, 3 1s. Georgia is still and Nacho we've seen
Is
earlier.
it this one to
Yep.
Xuan took the first game and they're shuffling up for the second one now.
Georgia.
Yes.
We had on Landstill earlier. He's at 3-1, and then we had Nacho, Baracina. I don't remember what he was playing, but we had him on stream. Okay, now
Mr. Nutcher is playing Menace.
Madness. Oh yeah, that's a Madness player without Frantic Surge, because he didn't want to change his deck because
Okay.
he's played it so long and was like, I haven't adapted yet.
Okay.
I don't know how to adapt, so I played the deck I really know how to play.
Okay, that's cool. So he was a hardcore Menace, but do you have him on the... I was not
also
here for the
3-1.
first game. Do you have him on cam?
Yeah.
The first game, okay.
So it was Madness against Blue-White Stiflenaut then.
Okay.
So,
who won that one? Stiflenaut?
Stiflenaut, and that was Jens Jaeger. He's also 3-1.
Okay.
So and Carlos Dominic we just saw on. That's not the Goblin player. That's the. Yeah. Also 3-1. Arvid is 3-1. There's a lot of 3-1s.
Roberto kept his starting hand, and Juan is onto Mulligan. And if you've been living under a rock, we now do the London Mulligan.
Yeah. And I think this is fun. The Gothenburg crew, the ones who came up with the Devourer combo, which is like the deck to beat. Oh, Falgas Faith for the Follow. No, the Gothenburg crew who come up with Devourer. Two of them plays Devourer this tournament, and then we have Arvid
Playing Stiflenaut.
playing Stiflenaut.
Blue-black version, yeah.
And Arvid is the only one who's going well.
Yeah. So, commenting on the match
Yes.
again, Roberto opened with Ancient Tomb, Altar, Dementia.
That's a
Juan,
good one.
it looks like he kept a one lander with Nullrod.
Yeah,
Or,
but
or is there a lander? No, I think it's a
the
one
Careful
lander.
Studies.
Yeah, but he didn't find a land from what I can see of Careful Studies.
No,
so
it
he
doesn't look
better
like-
draw a
Oh,
land now, and he
Ancient
did.
Tomb, yeah.
So that was good for him. Now we
No, no, he's not going. Okay,
Frantic
Frantic
Surge,
Surge,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that was crushing.
Yes.
With the red blast, because now we cannot play
Because
the
he won't
Null Rod.
untap.
I think maybe he should have think twice before doing that play, actually.
Yes, just because of that.
Yeah, because now it could be called to a Tinker. And I
yeah,
think that,
but he doesn't have an artifact to
yeah,
sacrifice.
now he has. And I think he has Tinker in hand, so I think it's
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Showing the Null Rod, I wouldn't show it, actually.
I think it's okay. Like,
But you
come
never know,
on.
like...
1 point to Roberto.
It's
Roberto
not the
Martinez
most
taking it
diehard.
down.
I think he's a bit tilted now, and now he's probably thinking in his head,
Why did I do that?
Why did I play Frantic Search? He didn't really
He didn't need to.
it. No.
But that's a very easy mistake to do. I would not like blame him at all for doing that play. Because you see, okay, I can play Null Rod afterwards, and like it is an easy thing to miss to see. Oh, but if he counters, I could be dead.
Yeah.
But also, Roberto needed a land, an artifact, and Tinker.
Yeah, but it's not so hard. An artifact you almost always have, so
Sure, but it's still 3 cards.
yeah. But even then you could like gain tempo.
I'm not saying
no,
it's
no.
the correct place, Martin, so you don't need to
No.
argue for that.
I think the
I'm
simple,
just
I think the
saying-
simple thing here is that he probably didn't think about Red Blast at all, coming from that deck.
No.
Because and also it
That's
is
what I'm saying.
it's a fairly new deck, so it's not as known like Cyborg.
That
plans,
is exactly
etc.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's easy to
Of course.
miss just because
Yeah.
it's... Yeah, you don't think about it, and then the Frantic Search play is the correct play.
Yeah. We have a comment in the chat that Turboland has dropped, as we said
Yeah.
before. Is that you, Yoki Gill? I guess so. Gillen85.
Yeah, I'm guessing that as well.
Are you at the pub now? It's good that you...
Yeah, they're watching football and the stream.
Yeah,
At least they've
that's good.
said so. So, cheers down at the pub. I will party all night long, so
Sean,
see each other.
I think, kept a hand with Nullrod, from what I can see,
Yeah.
and a bunch of lands, so it looks solid. I think this time he will play it
yep.
before
Nice.
Frantic. And actually, Null Rod is nasty. Not only does it stop the combo, but it also stops all the mana
rods.
stones. And that's actually quite tough because, yeah.
And
it's
as Juan plays Ancient Tombs also, so Null Rod first turn is...
yeah,
Did he play Zero Traders? He must.
I think so.
You have the deck list, yeah.
He only plays one City of Trade.
Okay. I'll just have my espresso or my coffee regular here. Okay. This is one of those things that separates a good and a great player also, almost. Like, how tilted is one. After that, like...
Will he keep his cool and...
Yes. At the hotel.
Roberto is
like it.
thinking about...
We have a question here in chat. 0314 Pi. No. Juan Manuel is the only 4-0.
And he opens with Ancient Tomb Null Rod.
Yes.
Very strong. And from Roberto's hand we can see a Red Elemental Blast, we can see a Crypt. Oh, he just
Oh,
takes
he's
hand.
dead to Null Rod!
It's just over.
Oh my god!
He has a null. He has a null, but it's too slow.
Oh! He's dead to Null Rod!
Yeah. But
He knew it. Doesn't
Yeah.
he have any answers to...
yeah, you have
sideboard
like
in?
no shatter effects, no bounce effect. He is relying only on a null, it seems.
Whoa.
Wow.
He's just trying that. That's bold.
Yeah. That's
And
that's
here he
bold.
comes and bites him in the ass.
Yeah. A null is of course a really good card, but yeah, like Ancient Tomb Null Rod is actually play in the format. Like you can do it
Yeah.
from, you can see it like from the Goblin deck.
Ilteneng,
You can see it.
28 players this tournament. Oh, that's just hilariously strange.
A turn 1 kill with just experience, sort of.
Yeah, with like not doing anything for your deck. Like when Manuel didn't play anything that actually made his game plan go further and won on the first turn. I don't like. I'm a bit lost for words.
Null Rod, for those who don't know what
Okay,
it
buy
does,
out Null Rod now.
it makes so that artifacts activated abilities cannot be activated, and this includes mana abilities as well. So it shuts down cards like Mox Diamond or Felverstone. But more importantly, in this matchup, it stops you from activating Devourer or Alter
and
Dementia
Alter
for that.
and, like,
Yeah,
It stops everything.
yeah.
We talked about another good sideboard card, me and Arvid yesterday and on stream when you were away, which isn't that obvious. Because Arvid saw people at Swedish Naturals not boarding it in when they had it in the sideboard. And that is a card that usually is played against elves and goblins. Engineered Plague. Because if you say
I
construct,
realized,
yeah, but it's not obvious.
Okay, then you don't have time to mill. It just goes to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Because it's a 1/1 in base
Exactly.
power toughness. That's.
But it isn't obvious that it's
yeah.
a good card against Devourer.
Also, it's hard to deal with because it's an enchantment, and obviously. doesn't have
Also
anything.
one of those cards like because without Devourer, it's the same as just what happened
What
now.
creature type is it then?
Construct.
It's a construct. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's like a good
I
piece
had-
of tech. I hadn't thought about it.
me
as well, but
neither.
yeah,
When
it's-
Arvid said it, I was like, oh.
But that's it's a good thing that there are different hate cards.
And
that
this
hit
is the
it.
thing. Devourer is a great combo deck.
Yeah.
It's very fast and consistent. I do not... It may be too good now. I don't think it's too good in the long run because it's not a glass cannon, but it wants to do one thing. You just need to stop one thing,
Yeah.
and that's what the sideboard's for. And also there's cards, main deckable cards that are okay as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Disenchants can still do stuff against it in the
And
right
Disenchant and
circumstance.
Seal of Cleansing even better because it goes under defense grid.
Yeah.
They're very good in the format, I think.
Yeah.
You can easily play 2 or even 3 Disenchant effects.
I think that was one thing we talked about quite early when we started to really play and test. And Jason, yeah, I agree. It was like when Mikael Skogstokig in chat came up with the 4-color control deck, mana base, and everything was this beautiful deck. No enchantment hate main deck, and we started to like that's probably not correct.
No.
Because there's so many decks relying on enchantments and also artifacts. It's
Yeah, it's
very
really-
much main deckable, and you should
really
in a
both
control.
enchantments and artifacts that you need
Yes.
to hit.
Like a control deck should play 2 things main deck at least.
At least, yeah. I think you
Like minimum 2.
perhaps 0 3, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 4 is the correct.
No, I think
2.5 is
Yeah.
probably correct.
you can have it as some cycler, maybe.
So more meta call 2 or 3.
yeah, yeah.
But
And access to a bit more in the board.
but that was boring with such a fast game. But
So he's 5-0 now.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
and I love the deck. I
Yeah, it's-
love it.
It's cool. It's not a list that has been seen previously at all. So it's definitely some innovation going on. Really cool marrying those 2 ideas because like a blue-white squee deck